Hey guys, here we go into Jarrett Hurd versus Erislandy Lara. Um, a fight that, to be honest, I'm not trying to cover it up or nothing. I'm a straight up Jarrett Hurd hater, hate. Nah, but I watched him get outboxed by Tony Harrison, right, and just being like, what's going on, man? Who is this guy? Then I watched him, get kind of pieced up by Austin Trout, even though he won. Austin Trout looked god awful in that fight, but he made Jarrett Hurd look really normal, really average. Um, Even though he got knocked out, I picked Austin Trout to beat Jarrett Hurd actually, and then when they did the ring walk, they're talking about Austin Trout hasn't fought in like 30 years, and I was just like, are you kidding me? What? He's gonna get smashed right now. And he looked, Austin Trout looked sloppy, and he looked off balance, and he just, you know, got pieced up, But I wanted to do a film study on this fight yesterday, um, and I wanted to, but I couldn't find the Gosha fight, Lara versus Gosha, Terrell Gosha, which Lara looked sensational. He looked better, like a better fighter than he's ever been in his entire career. He looked like twice the fighter that he's ever been. And then I wanted to find the Austin Trout fight so I could do some film study on it, um, to kind of show the holes in Hurd's game. Talk about the things he needs to work on. I'm literally in my car recording this to you guys, so I was trying to watch this fight and I literally couldn't watch it because it without getting excited and wanting to do a film study. I got so fucking excited. I've only seen the first 3 rounds, so I'm doing a film study on the first 3 rounds, and I'm going to be talking about um, the kinds of things that Jarrett Hurd does to break the guard of Erislandy Lara, and how he's able to not cut the ring off, but control the distance, and more importantly, stop Lara from controlling the distance, so he can work on the inside, and he just does a phenomenal job. Let's not talk about the fact that he is like a literal giant compared to Lara. Like, does this guy not have any internal organs? Right? Does everyone else in the 154-pound division have a 9-pound cock? And Hurd just doesn't even have one? Like, what is going on? Because he's so freaking big. I don't know, man. To be honest, I couldn't say that guy doesn't have a giant cock because he eats some fucking shots, man. He's got some balls to fight the way that he does. All the way up into this fight, in this fight, he really shows that he's got some skills. And we're going to kind of talk about him. So I'm going to try and keep it quick. I got 3 rounds to do, and normally, they take me like 20 minutes a round. So I'm going to try to get this all done in like maybe 20 minutes. But I got 3 minutes of clips to talk about, and I got a few really important things that I want to talk about. When it comes to Lara and the reason why he wasn't having success. And that'll be like a long tangent too. You might be able to skip that shit. I don't know. But anyway, getting into it. Right away, we got Hurd coming out, and he's doing the right thing, right? Look at this jab, right? Look at how he just pops it out there. He's just testing Lara, right? This is called a probe, right? He's just probing. Hey, how do you react when I do this? How do you react, right? And also what he's doing is look at how he punches it onto Lara's glove, right? Onto Lara's forearm, right? Lara can't shoot a jab after that, right? Because the arm is getting batted into his head, right? He's got to control it, right? Keep his arm up. But it's a way to be safely extend your lead hand and control the space between them, right? If the glove is constantly being put into Hurd's face, Hurd can't shuffle in, shoot, he can't shoot his punches, right? Because Lara is controlling that space when he has the opportunity to use his lead hand. So Hurd is trying to take that lead hand away from him, right? If you watch and I remember watching the Gosha fight, and Lara did an exceptional job controlling Gosha throughout the entire fight. Like, it was really masterful. I gotta open a window in this motherfucker. It's hot as hell in here. Super hot. Hopefully there's not any cars driving around. But anyway, so he's trying that, right? But Lara's very good. He's a very good fighter, and he knows that he needs to break that rhythm, and he shoots a jab over the top. But it doesn't disturb him, right? He goes right back to it. And even though he's not having success, he understands that that's what he needs to do. He needs to take the lead hand away from Lara so he can control the space between them, right? And even though he's not having success and he's kind of getting caught with a shot right there, he's doing the right thing and then goes right back to it, right? Probing. And then immediately countering, trying to counter the lead hand of of Lara. Whoops, I tried to go back right there, but it didn't for some reason. Anyway, moving on. Right now, this is some fascinating stuff right here. Right, so watch him shuffle in, and look at how he covers his face when he slips on the inside. Right, very smart. Right, you might want to do it with your other hand, right, but you don't really want to, because this is how you're gonna fight on the inside. Right, you have your shoulder here to block your chin, right, or catch shots right here. Boom, boom. When you turn, right, so he's shuffling in the correct way, covering his face the right way, right, and he's trying to look for holes in Lara's game, right. Because remember, Lara is controlling the space with his jab, right? So he didn't have success controlling the lead hand by battling with lead hand dominance. So what does he continue doing that and just keep getting punched in the face? No. Like a smart fighter, he makes an adjustment. He tries to figure something out. And this is really fascinating because I didn't see any of this kind of stuff when he fought Austin Trout. Austin Trout, didn't look super great, but he was he was able to land punches and just run around the ring and kind of look like he wanted to do his own thing. But look at how he's slipping here, slip here, and he slips there, and just having that active guard, that head movement, slipping, right? Um, he's able to make Lara miss this shot right here. Whoops, make him miss. Make him miss this shot right here, right? And Lara's trying to control the space between them with a punch, right? He's not feinting and probing, right, to control the space to get Hurd out of position, right? Because maybe he wanted to walk him into this spot by probing and then shooting a straight left hand, right? But because he's using a real punch, he's having a hard time controlling Hurd, right? But Hurd doing the right thing, feinting and probing, and we'll see what he does with this later, right? But as we can see right here, still having a little problems controlling Lara, and he hasn't found the rhythm yet, right? It's only 1 minute into the round, but just watch. He does some really great things here. But right after that, right? So watch how he walks in right here, right? And he sees that Lara's gonna shoot the jab, right? He's gonna control him, right? And then right here, Lara's probing, right? And he's able to get that left hand off, right, and land a shot. In the very next frame, right, he's doing the same thing, probing, and Jarrett Hurd makes an adjustment, right? So now he's shuffling in, and now he probes, and he shoots that jab to Lara's glove to keep that glove at his head, right? To stop Lara from using that jab to control him to set up the left hand, right? Probing, and then goes back to the shuffling, right? And then now, because he's got Lara off of his own timing, right? But Lara still knows he needs to control that space, right? Because he's not controlling it here, right? Hurd is closing the distance, probing, shuffling, inching forward. Lara knows that he needs to control that space, so he shoots a jab, and boom, we see the first attempt at a counter on that jab of Lara's from Hurd, right? Now, this is the first step, right? Whenever you fight somebody, if you're not able to set your punches up or you're not able to get inside, you need to take the tools away from them that they use to prevent you from doing your job, right? So Jarrett Hurd has the game plan is get on the inside and work and throw punches and fight on the inside like he does. And we'll talk about that later. But Lara presents a problem before that, which is the lead hand, right? So Jarrett Hurd needs to solve that problem before he can get to the part of the fight that he wants to be in, right? So all boxing is just problem solving, right? So how does he do that? Again, shuffling forward, feinting, slipping. And look at how he slips to the inside right here. Remember earlier when he did that? How Lara shot the jab and threw the right hand, or through the left hand. You can go back and look at it and caught him with it. This time when he slips in, he gets his guard up, right? And starts countering over the top of the jab right here, right? When Lara tries to control the space because he knows the jab is coming, tries to counter him, throw the left hand, and throw his own right hand as well, right? Understanding when those punches are coming, and picking up on patterns. Some good stuff again, right? Slipping to the inside. And look at how he times the jab right there, right? Lara has a pretty easy jab to time. He steps and he holds his weight on his lead foot, right? Just like what I talked about with Anthony Joshua, right? It's very common. It's very, very, very common for fighters to have this, right? So he's able to time it, right? Slip. And again, right? Jarrett Hurd makes this mistake of leaning to the inside. It's very common. It's the same exact thing that Regis Prograis was having a problem with against Indango. And also, what's that boy's name? I just did that film study on that guy too. Oh, the other 154-pound guy that got KO'd in the first round, Erickson Lubin, right? Erickson Lubin dipping to the inside against a southpaw fighter, or just dipping to the inside in general, right? Without having like a probe, but gets caught right there, you know. But this is beautiful right here. So look at how he slips inside and he gives him a little shuffle, right? A little shift, right? And this is all off of that motion that he was moving, probing, right? When he was going boom, boom, right? And he's able to, because now Lara's worried about the counters. He's worried about shots coming over the top, right? And there are other reasons why, which we'll get into here in a minute. But he's able to close the distance because Lara thinks that the counters are coming, right? When he slips to this side, he knows that the left hook counter is coming. So he's shelling up, right? This is the first time that Hurd has been able to take away that lead hand so he can get to the inside and start working. Oh, man, and now this is beautiful. Again, right, taking away the lead hand, right? This is like one of my favorite parts of the film study is Jarrett Hurd stepping forward, and he slips, and it's the same exact motion that he's making with the slip, right? Slip, transfer your weight. Slip, transfer your weight, right? Just like he did in this scene right here. Whoops. And right here, slipping right here, that's the same motion. You transfer your weight from your right leg to your left leg, right? And you work your way inside. Now he's able to do it here, right? And slip the shot of the jab, right? And land a great right hand onto Lara. Again, another tool, right? Because he wasn't having a lot of success with the left hook, right? So he switches it up to the right hand. And now Lara has to think, oh, he's countering my jab. He's timing me, right? How do I control the space now, right? Slipping, and again, beautiful, right? Slipping to the inside, or to the outside of Lara, right? Now Lara has to worry about the left hook, right? But he shifts, right? And Lara tries to control the space between them with the jab and sees the counter over the top again, and he says, oh, he's trying to counter my jab. He's trying to counter my jab. And Lara knows he has to figure out something to do. And again, countering the jab, right? The ring is getting cut off on him in this scene, right? He's trying to move out to his right, right? And Lara does the right thing, right? He's trying to control him and shoot with the jab, right? But Hurd knows the jab is coming. He's paying attention. He's in this fight. And now this is beautiful, you guys. This is absolutely beautiful. I just want you guys to pay attention to this, right? Look at how amazing this is, right? Not this clip right here, but this one. So he's pressing the advantage, right? He hasn't completely taken away Lara's jab yet, but he's made Lara much more wary about probing with it, because now Lara is worried about getting countered over the top of the probes, or if he probes, getting caught with the right hand, right? He doesn't know, I guess Lara hasn't figured out, oh, I want to bait the right hand so I can throw my own right hook, right? So maybe he shoots the jab, right? Gets the left hand, or the right hand from Hurd to come out, right? And he can slip it, boom, and come back with the left hook or whatever. He needs to be working on baiting the counters from Hurd, right? So the mini game, right? Hurd wants to get on the inside. That's the game plan. Lara wants to keep him on the outside. That's his game plan, right? So boom, boom. Now the way that the game plan is evolving for each fighter is he needs to take away the jab to get here, right? Now Lara sees him taking the jab away, so in order to keep him here, right, he needs to take his own mini game and say, I need to bait the counters. I need to bait this problem solving from Hurd and capitalize onto what he's trying to adjust to, right? I need to capitalize on his adjustments to take them away to make sure that the fight stays here and it doesn't stay here where Hurd wants it. I hope that makes sense, but I'm going to move on whether it does or not. You can just listen to it again. But look at how, Hurd, right? He's slipping, right? The same thing. Now, Lara has to worry about shooting the jab right here, right? Because the right hand could come, right? And then once Hurd finishes transitioning his weight, he has to worry about the left hook coming over the jab. So Lara's kind of confused. He hasn't made the adjustment. He doesn't know that he needs to be baiting the counters to keep Hurd on the outside so he can counter the counters, right? But he probes him with the right hand and gets him to shell up and duck down under the right hand. And off that shift, he's able to get to the inside. And that's where this is the first time he's been able to really get on the inside and try to do some work. He doesn't do anything off of it, right? But that's not the point. That's not the point at all, right? And then the next scene, right, we've got Lara circling to the right, shooting the jab, right? Probing jab. He's afraid to commit to it, right? Because he doesn't want to get countered, right? And Hurd probing with his own lead hand, right? And walking forward. Look how that's not a real shot. And he's able to control Lara's glove, right? Keep him in the high guard and just control him and get to the inside where he wants to work, right? In the first round, he was able to effectively take away Lara's jab and start figuring out a way to work on the inside. Now look at how easy it was for him to walk in right here, right? Because Lara doesn't want to shoot his jab. And beautiful right there. I don't know if you caught that, but he shoots this right hand, right? But it's not a real right hand. It's just a probing shot. But Lara respects it, right? Because they're close. It's very difficult if he doesn't move out of the way. It's still going to be a hard punch, so he slips it. And that just allows him to shift forward and take a left hand to the body onto Lara, perfectly setting up that shot. And then even moving off the line, right, brilliantly after. Now we're going to be moving into round 2. Now, I didn't show any of the clips of the success that Lara had in the first round. I actually think that Lara did still win the first round, right? But all those little tools, right? Slipping to the inside, right hand counter the jab, slipping to the outside, slipping that, throwing the left hand counter over the top, the probing, right? The lead hand control, all those serve to set up a great round 2 for Hurd, right? And he starts off the same way, probing, right? Ducking away, ducking down the shot, right? And now Hurd, Lara doesn't know what he's going to do, right? Is he going to shoot a jab right here and then get caught with a right hand, right? And it allows him to just walk in and land a body shot, Then it immediately goes back to controlling Lara, right? Again, Lara's worried about his jab getting countered, so now he's not playing that game with Hurd, right? He's not trying to control the space between them because he knows he's going to get countered. So he's kind of given up on that, right? And that's one of the reasons why he falls so far behind. Because as we saw early in the fight, Jarrett Hurd was the one getting countered, right, in the first few seconds, but he continued to find ways to take that lead hand away from him so that he could control that space so he can walk in and get to the inside and land those shots. Now, Erislandy Lara switching it up here, shoots the right hand, which misses, and then lands the left hand, and then lands the right hand counter, the right hand hook kind of cross thing while he's trying to take lead hand dominance. But again, getting countered when he shoots that left hand or when he shoots that jab, right? And it doesn't land, right? But he still has to be worried about it, right? And that's the psychological effect that taking away your opponent's lead hand has on you. Moving on, again, brilliant work from the inside, slipping to the inside, right? Slipping to the outside, right? And Lara doesn't know what's going to happen, right? He has to be worried about the straight right hand. He has to be worried about that left hook, right? And Hurd is able to just walk inside and start landing punches, going to the body, going to the head, whatever he wants to do. But Lara is too afraid to control the space because he's getting countered. Again, beautiful, right? Slipping to the inside, right? He's coming in, and then Lara does commit to that jab, and it almost lands, right? And Hurd slips it to the outside again and lands a great right hand on Lara. Just a beautiful shot, right? Again, giving Lara more time, more opportunities to think about, oh, okay, he's countering my jab. I guess I can't use my jab anymore until I figure out a way to make it work, right? And we're going to show a few other clips, right, of Lara having some semi-success. But look at what happens after he's able to take away the jab, right? He's just able to walk inside, and Lara doesn't know if he's going to get countered with the right hand. He doesn't know if he's going to get countered with the left hand. So he just allows her to walk in, probe with a shot up top, and then go with a shot to the body and fight on the inside, And by the way, this is inside fighting. See how neither one of these guys are grabbing and holding, right? Look at all those clips that you have of Andre Ward fighting Kovalev and try to tell me that him grabbing those arms on Kovalev and then punching him in the back and punching him in the kidneys, like that's real inside fighting, right? Look at how he sets this shot up. He doesn't have to hold him, right? He's not holding, he's not wrestling, he's not trying to throw him around the ring and tire him out, He's fighting on the inside. It helps that he's a goddamn giant, right? But let's not pay attention to that. But again, making Erislandy Lara pay for shooting that jab, right? Stopping Erislandy Lara from being able to control the space between them. Now, this has a lot of other implications, and I'm going to put it back in real time. But again, able to just walk his way in, right? Land body shots, right? Now look at this, right? This is one of the best combinations that he throws in the second round, right? The reason that this is not super effective, right? And these punches break the guard a little bit, right? That looks like that one lands. Whoops. Boom. Right? But that one doesn't look like it lands, right? It gets caught in between the gloves. The reason that this is not effective offense, right? And I kind of want to talk a little bit about this. Because Lara isn't having success shooting one punch, right? He has to revert to shooting multiple punches, right? Using his left hand to control the space, right? Because he's not able to keep Hurd off of him, right? Now, the reason that this is not good is because he's never going to be able to land a super clean shot. You know, the only person I've ever seen like land like a really great shot like that through someone's high guard like this when they're closing it is Deontay Wilder against Bermane Stiverne. Just wrecked him, right? But how often do you see somebody who sees the punch coming and just close their gloves, right? How often does that person ever really get hurt by a shot through the gloves like that? They're scoring punches, they're landing, but the fact that he's not really setting these shots up and Hurd is able to see the punches coming, even though he's not countering them, right? Because he's able to block them, catch them, slow them down, take some of the mustard off because they hit the arm first before going in and touching his chin, right? There's not a lot of power on them. They're not effective. They're not going to keep Hurd off of him. But basically, these punches wind up just being punches that control the space between them, right? So that Lara can continue having room to try and work, to try and get off the ropes, to not get smothered and not get pounded on the inside, you know. But they're not real punches, you know. It's similar to Danny Jacobs versus Golovkin, right? You'll see Danny Jacobs circling to the left, go to his high guard, and then snap out a left hook, and then push Golovkin so he can circle out and get off the ropes, right? That's not a real punch, right? He's only throwing it to create space, right? To create space and get off the ropes, and that's exactly what Lara's doing here, right? Because he's not setting these shots up. He's not trying to land clean, hard shots. He's just trying to get Hurd's respect, right? But it's hard because that guy's a giant. But again, he doesn't know if he can shoot his jab safely, right? Because he doesn't know if he's going to get countered. And Hurd's able to just walk on the inside and land some shots and do some great work. Again, beautiful shot, right? He's shooting this right hand right here, right? But he's not expecting to land it, right? He does it just so he can shift, body up with him, right? Get his forearm onto him, right? Push him around and start landing some shots on the inside. You know, even though he doesn't have a lot of success right there, he knows how to feint and probe and get Lara out of position from countering so that he can start working on the inside. Again, this is one of my favorite clips, right? Look at this. Let's just watch it a couple times, right? Feint, stepping on the inside, right? But let's watch it one more time. We'll watch it in slow-mo, kind of. So he comes in, he's stepping, right? Feinting him, right? Giving him a little probe. Hey, what do you think about this? React. Shooting a right-hand probe. Hey, what do you think about this? Right? While stepping, right? Ducking the shot. And it looks like he gets caught with this left hand, but it winds up hitting Hurd on the glove, right? And it doesn't land. But it's just beautiful work from Hurd, showing that he has not only not enough respect for Lara's power, right? But showing the fact that he has enough respect for his skills and an understanding for how these things work when you show them to your opponent. Hey, here's a punch. Just kidding. Hey, here's a punch, right? Watch out, right? And he's able to walk on the inside and try to get on the inside. You know, Lara does a good job of timing him right there and kind of landing a shot and not allowing him to have success. But we'll see in the next round how he does have success with the same exact technique. It's beautiful because he just keeps working on it. He keeps honing the craft of it, right? Making little adjustments so that he can get on the inside and use those tactics well. Again, Lara shooting the 1-2, right? Controlling the space, you know. That one actually looks like it does land cleanly, right? Maybe not, right? But he's not setting the shots up. It's very basic offense, and that stops him from being able to be really effective and land some good shots, right? And then again, is he going to just shoot another 1-2 at Jarrett Hurd and have almost no effect, right? Not because he's smaller, right? But also because they're not clean shots, because he's not setting them up. He's not able to catch him on the chin, right, and turn his head around. He's not able to make Hurd really pay for coming forward because he doesn't have the confidence in his lead hand to set his shots up, so he just throws 1-2, run away, 1-2, run away. And then he gets trapped on the corner because he can't be super predictable, right? Anyway, Hurd able to work on the inside, have some fun on the inside. Now we get to round 3. And this is the shortest one. There's the, I think that actually I have a minute of clips in this one still. But again, taking away the lead hand, telling Lara, hey, I'm here. You know, don't use that jab or you're going to pay for it, right? Coming in, probing. Oh, God, and this was beautiful. This was the part where I broke down and I said, okay, I can't just finish the fight. I got to do a film study so I don't forget this stuff. This is beautiful, you guys. This is the exact same thing he did in the last round, except Lara shot him with the right hand and broke his rhythm, right? But here he goes, probe, and he steps to the outside with his lead foot, right? Getting lead foot dominance. Then he probes with the right hand, gets Lara out of position again, right? And then is able to close the distance. You know, just beautiful work, great probing, feinting, right? Getting Lara out of position, even though he doesn't have any success. He doesn't land any punches, right? He does it in a very safe way that stops him from being able to be countered, right? Right? If he shoots that probing shot right here, right? If he shoots this probing shot and Lara tries to counter him, he might walk into an actual right hand, right? Or an actual left hook. So Lara's respecting the feints, getting put out of position, which is exactly what the feints and the probes are supposed to do, right? And it works out for Hurd because he doesn't get countered, right? He doesn't have any success because Lara does the right thing and he gets off the ropes, right? But it's just great work from Hurd. This is stuff that I didn't see at all in the Trout fight, nothing. But again, able to just come forward and look at how Lara controls the space, right? Are these punches set up? No. And Hurd can see them coming and he's able to duck them, get his hands up, right? That might land, right? But they're not super hard, clean shots because they're not being set up. Hurd can see them coming, right, and get his gloves up. Again, right? Lara doing the same thing. 1, 2, 1, 2. And none of these shots are connecting, right? Lara, because of the fact that Hurd has, for the most part, taken away Lara's ability to set his punches up, he knows he can just walk forward in this high guard, right? And Lara can't really do anything except throw punches at him to create space. Again, right there. And this is beautiful, you guys. Oh, man. Look at Hurd coming forward, right? Look at how hard he works, right? Step forward, slip, right? Hard slip. Anticipating a jab right there. Then immediately slipping to the outside, right? Trying to work, right? And then boom, lands a great right hand counter, right? Bam, right? And I'm not sure if it lands super cleanly. I'm not sure. But it's the fact that, again, Lara doesn't get away with shooting his jab. He's not getting away with using the one-punch timings, right, to set Hurd up or to create space. And Hurd, again, is able to take that jab away from him, right? And then a beautiful, beautiful shot right here. Able to slip the jab while he's walking forward, right? Steps, starts shifting, anticipates the jab is coming. And even though he kind of gets caught with it, right, he's able to land a right-hand counter as well, right? And this is the exact same thing that he was doing before. Remember when he would step forward and just shoot the probing shot? This time he shoots a real shot, right? And breaks the rhythm on Lara and is able to land a great right hand. Again, Lara just creating space, not really using real offense, right? Creating space, trying to use those right hands or those left hands so that he can clinch, right? And so that he can get a break from the referee, or he can not really trying to hurt Hurd, not trying to score, just trying to stop Hurd from scoring, right? And Hurd just able to walk forward, right, and start fighting on the inside. Again, just goes, look at how he just comes forward in his high guard right here, right? Comes forward in his high guard. He knows the punches aren't being set up. They're just coming straight on, right? He knows he doesn't have to do anything except for take away the jab, right? Close the distance. And because of the fact that, again, Lara doesn't know whether he's able to shoot a shot or not with his jab, he has no ability to control the space between them. And then these are the dividends that it pays by taking away his jab. He gets to fight on the inside and land these great shots. Now, look at this beautiful... This is inside fighting, you guys. That garbage that people say that Andre Ward does, that's bullshit. If you guys really think that that's, inside fighting, just go back and rewatch it. Tell me how many times you could watch Andre Ward fight Sergey Kovalev. Like, just watch a highlight of that, right? And tell me how many times you could watch the highlights of Andre Ward, right? Especially in the first fight. The second fight wasn't nearly as bad. I actually liked the second fight quite well. But the first fight, watch every punch that Andre Ward gets credit for landing, right? And tell me you could watch that. And now, just watching this, right? Probe, left hand to the body, hook, rolling. Look at how active he is on the inside. Look at how he shoots that 1-2, right? Just pop, pop, right? And he gets Lara to duck down, right? Probe, 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 and then a left hand to the body, right? Look at all the extra work that he does on the inside before he lands a shot, right? All these fake punches. Hey, what do you think about this? Are you going to counter me? Hey, are you going to counter me? Hey, are you going to counter me? Right? And then lands his body shots. Just beautiful work on the inside from Hurd. You know, very underrated. Now, this, I really love this shot too. This is absolutely amazing to me. He comes in, he ducks to the inside, right? Kind of similar to how he's been doing the whole time. And then usually what he does off of this, slips to the left side, right? Slips to the outside of Lara. But what does he do this time instead? He uses that motion to disguise his right hand and kind of bounces it off the back of his head, right? But still doing a good job of setting that shot up, of hiding it, right? Of setting it up so that it doesn't wind up being a shot like, oh man, that's great too. But I wanted it to say, well, it doesn't wind up being a shot like Lara shoots, right? And Lara shoots those shots, and all he does is have to get into his high guard and block them, right? Make it super easy, and it still catches Lara on the back of the head. Now, this is, again, beautiful work from Hurd, right? The probe is coming, he's slipping. So the probe's coming, he slips to the outside, right? And then uses the slip to the outside to disguise that little right hand that gets Lara out of position, and then he shifts while he's doing it, right? Shoots it, takes a hop step, like a pivot to his left, and now he's got Lara out of position. He's able to land that other shot, you know, and it's not super clean, right? Boom, right? Looks like it might get right through the gloves, but just beautiful work from him. Look at how diverse he is on the inside with his angles, right? This is like, you know, I'll say like poor man Lomachenko stuff, you know, but the fact that he's doing this and he's working on this craft, this is everything you want from a fighter who fights on the inside, a fighter who's, you know, kind of a bruiser style, you know, fighter. He's doing just so many things right. And I haven't even gotten to see the whole fight yet, but I'm super excited to see it. But just beautiful work, right? Boom. Uses that to, uses that to shift his weight, shoot that shot, right? Control him, right? Because now Lara knows the next shot is coming, so he has to move, but he doesn't anticipate the pivot, right? And winds up getting to throw an extra shot, you know. Just beautiful work from Hurd. Just really fascinating stuff. Now, this is the clip in the film study that just proves that Lara is just too small to be fighting this giant, right? He lands a super clean straight left hand, and all Hurd has to do is come back with that little right hook, right of his, boom, land it right on the chin and kind of stop him in his tracks. But aside from the fact that Hurd is just so much bigger than Lara, in the first 3 rounds, he's done an amazing job. He even did an amazing job in the first round, the round that I think he lost. I think that he lost that round convincingly, right? But he did a great job of setting up success to have in the future rounds, right? Rounds 2 and 3, which I think that he won both of them, which really surprised me. Because like I said, when I was doing this film study, or I wanted to do the film study, I literally just anticipated Hurd getting completely outboxed and made to look like a clown. But he showed a lot of improvement. He showed a lot of like really high level techniques, the feinting, the probing, the slipping, the rolling, right? Taking away Lara's jab, right? By countering him, by using the head movement, having an active guard, doing everything that he needs to do to be a successful fighter in this fight. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I may or may not do more rounds on this. I have a couple more rounds of the Parker-Joshua fight to do. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks, guys.